The Great Schism, also known as the East-West Schism, was the event that divided Christianity into Western Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox branches in 1054 CE. This schism was the result of a complex mix of theological, political, cultural, and ecclesiastical differences that had been brewing for centuries. The roots of the Great Schism can be traced back to the early centuries of Christianity. As the Christian faith spread across the Roman Empire, different traditions and practices began to develop in various regions. The major centers of Christianity included Rome, Constantinople, Alexandria, Antioch, and Jerusalem. Among these, Rome and Constantinople emerged as the most influential. One of the main theological disputes that contributed to the schism was the Filioque controversy. The original Nicene Creed, established in 325 CE, stated that the Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father. However, the Western Church later added the phrase "and the Son Filioque" in Latin without the consent of the Eastern Church. This addition was strongly opposed by the Eastern Church, which argued that it altered the fundamental understanding of the Trinity. Another significant theological disagreement was over the use of unleavened bread in the Eucharist. The Western Church used unleavened bread, while the Eastern Church used leavened bread. This seemingly minor difference became a symbol of deeper theological and cultural divides. The political landscape of the time played a crucial role in the schism. The Roman Empire had been divided into the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Byzantine Empire. The fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE left the Bishop of Rome, or the Pope, as a significant political figure in the West. Meanwhile, the Byzantine Empire continued to thrive, with the Patriarch of Constantinople becoming a leading religious figure in the East. Cultural differences also exacerbated tensions. The Western Church used Latin in its liturgy and scholarship, while the Eastern Church used Greek. These linguistic differences reflected broader cultural divides and hindered communication and mutual understanding between the two branches. Ecclesiastical authority was another major point of contention. The Pope in Rome claimed supreme authority over all Christians, based on the Petrine doctrine, which held that the Pope was the successor to St. Peter, whom Christ had appointed as the leader of his disciples. The Eastern Church, however, rejected this claim, advocating a conciliar model of church governance where authority was shared among the patriarchs of the major Christian centers. Several key events in the 11th century brought these underlying tensions to a head. In 1053, the Normans invaded southern Italy, which was under Byzantine control, and began imposing Latin practices on the Greek-speaking population. This led to a confrontation between the papal legate, Cardinal Humbert, and the Patriarch of Constantinople, Michael Cerularius. In 1054, Humbert excommunicated Cerularius, who responded by excommunicating Humbert and his associates. This mutual excommunication is often cited as the formal beginning of the Great Schism. However, it is essential to note that these events were part of a much longer process of estrangement. The Great Schism was not immediately perceived as a permanent division. Attempts at reconciliation were made, notably during the Second Council of Lyon in 1274 and the Council of Florence in 1439, but they ultimately failed. The schism became more entrenched over time, especially after the Fourth Crusade in 1204, when Western Crusaders sacked Constantinople, deepening the animosity between the two branches. Today, the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches remain separate, though ecumenical efforts have improved relations. The Great Schism remains a poignant reminder of how theological, political, and cultural differences can profoundly impact religious unity. The Great Schism was the result of centuries of growing theological, political, cultural, and ecclesiastical differences between the Western and Eastern branches of Christianity. While the mutual excommunications of 1054 were significant, they were merely the culmination of a long process of estrangement. Understanding the causes of the Great Schism helps to appreciate the complexities of religious history and the enduring impact of these events on Christian unity.